And what it do? It's your boy, Cole for real, and I'm just talking. Fact with me, feel me, follow the channel. Like and subscribe. And also, share. Sharing is caring. Shout out to my cousin and co-host, Cali King Caesar. I ain't gonna keep putting it on there. Give us a little bit. We get it together. Also, shout out to Chris Gilla and the Awesome Misfit. Okay. I keep seeing Stephen A. popping across my timeline with this LeBron James thing. And it don't seem like he understand why LeBron don't mess with him like that. So I'm finna try to break this down for him and see if he understand. Here goes number one. This where it started at.
With LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad.
Okay. You keep saying you didn't talk about him as a father or you didn't get personal. When you bring up father as a father, stop. That means as a father, he's doing something wrong. Duh. Let's get a little more proof of what's going on. See what's happening here. This is when LeBron went on the Pat McAfee show about 3-4 months ago.
Job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players.
What a time. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to First Take.
Let's go back a little bit.
To criticize or to ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize.
All right, go back a little
And
bit.
like
Sorry,
another, he completely like missed the whole point. The whole point. Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize players about what they do on the court. That is your job, to criticize or to, be in a position where, okay, if a guy's not performing, that is all part of the game. That's all part of the game. But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players.
What a time. What's going on, everyone?
Which was to address me. Because he continues to lie to the world about what I said and who I was pointing the finger at. To regurgitate an obvious point, when I talked about Bronny James early in the season, and I highlighted the fact that at that particular moment in time, he simply was not ready, I was calling out LeBron James. LeBron James never addresses that with anybody, and for some reason, no one ever asked him about that. Wasn't it you who said that Bronny James was better than some players in the NBA right now before he was even drafted? Wasn't it you who said, if you want me, draft my son because you wanted to play with your son for 1 year? Wasn't it you who literally circumvented meritocracy within the National Basketball Association and got the entire media world in the NBA and, of course, the Lakers organization to buy in on that? LeBron James did all of that. That is the person I was talking about as a father. Not the father in Brentwood or Bel Air or wherever else he has homes. I'm talking about the father that shows up at Crypto.com arena. Last time I checked, Bronny James is a professional basketball player. LeBron James went on national television yesterday and lied. He said that I have no problem with you talking about the game. What did I say about Bronny James other than at the time he wasn't ready?
Okay, we're going to stop it right there. For one, the man didn't lie. He told his truth. You said, where did you talk about when you got to him as a father? When you said LeBron James as a father, that's giving, like you're giving him advice or he's being a bad father. And then you're trying to make the Brentwood father and the basketball player two different people. What you're basically saying is, okay, LeBron James, your son is in the league because of you. Now, that's basically saying, well, yeah, nepotism got him in the league. Nepotism ain't always good because you got these rich kids that don't learn to work hard for the things that they for the things that they want or the things that they're trying to achieve. So nepotism isn't always good, and that's basically what you were saying to him. But let's continue. Then we're gonna get to
that was it. I said nothing else. So if that's the issue, and I pointed to LeBron James and the fact that you've circumvented a meritocracy just to get your wish at the expense of the credibility of the league in a lot of people's eyes, that's talking about you. That's not talking about your son. And then he goes about the business of taking it a step further. First of all, let's understand something to the viewing public in America and beyond. This was planned. Rich Paul was on Pat McAfee's show about 10 days early or whatever. Rich Paul, for everybody that knows, is the man, the founder of Clutch Sports. He's a strategic thinker. He didn't go there by accident. You're there talking with Pat McAfee, and the next thing you know, within 2 weeks, after, I like it to be left up there, because if people think I want to throw hands like that, that's how I throw hands, knock yourself out. I'm good with it. I know that the man I am today is not the man that I was a decade ago, physically or beyond. I can tell you that. So we get that out the way. Why do I bring that up? Because that's how petty you've become. You're LeBron James. You that butthurt over the things that I'm saying.
Bruh, please don't call that man petty. Because you just said that you felt like you had to address this because he addressed it on the Pat McAfee show. You the one that keep going on back and forth. That's petty, my guy. So both of y'all being petty.
That you would post that video? When has LeBron James ever done something like that? But suddenly you're doing that as it pertains to me. This man is in his feelings. I wonder why. Could it be because I don't believe you're the GOAT? Because I'll never believe you're the GOAT? Because I have you number 2 at all times? Do I have to have ESPN and First Take put up the ticker tape right now and say, yo, could you put that up there, please? Great father, great husband, great philanthropist. It was really his first 13 years. Yet still in all, here we are in the year 2025, decades after Michael Jordan has retired, while LeBron James is still playing. And LeBron James is still 2 titles shy of Michael Jordan.
Okay, now he's being petty now, but we're gonna go to what he said on Gil's Arenas. And you keep saying, you're the one keep bringing this up. I don't hear LeBron keep talking about this, Stephen A. This is you.
Him and Bronny.
Yep.
You spoke at length about it.
Yep.
Bron went on Pat McAfee's show, also addressed the situation. But I got to know now, as it stands, what's the situation with you and LeBron, and what's the relationship like?
There's no situation. There's no relationship. He doesn't like me, and I don't like him.
Still, can we mediate? Can we increase the
There's
fee?
nobody that can mediate.
Okay.
It's okay. I would tell you that what I won't do is spend time the one thing that I would like to say is that I don't talk about him unless I'm asked. Mm-hmm. Now, some people say, well, why are you talking about him? Because I was asked. Mm-hmm. And this is what I do for a living. So how the hell am I going to get away with saying no comment? That doesn't work coming from Stephen A. It might work coming from somebody else. It doesn't work coming from me.
Stephen A. really good with his words and trying to flip narratives and make things like work towards his way. Like, you don't have to answer anybody that asks about LeBron James. Even before your show starts, I understand that's your show. If it's a LeBron James, if it's personal, okay, I get the basketball part. But if it's personal, you don't have to answer that. You can move on to something else. You said you're the executive producer of your show. And I'm pretty sure when you go on other people's shows, they asking you, hey, if it's cool, we ask you about this, cool, you ask you about that. You can say, I don't want to talk about LeBron. You want to talk about him because guess what? Bringing up his name, bringing up the Cowboys, and bringing up, those things is keep boosting your profile. Because if LeBron James' name keep coming out of your mouth, people going to look for who said it. The Cowboys' names keep coming out of your mouth, people going to look for who said it. Stephen A., you a hater, dude. I'm telling you, you a hater. You a hater, dude. I didn't think so, but after the whole Max Kellerman stuff, that's when I started just like, I don't necessarily like him. Because Max Kellerman ain't said nothing about you since he been going off First Take. But every chance you get when somebody asks you, oh, I didn't like him, I didn't like working with him, I didn't like him. He never did nothing to you. You didn't like the fact that he probably was going to become a bigger star than you. That's probably what that was. You didn't like him rivaling you on your own show. That's what it looked like to me. But for you to keep going out and saying, oh, I don't mess with Max, I didn't like working with him, it's messed up, dude. It's messed up.
But I have no desire to talk about him at all.
Well, why are you talking about him?
He is, in my mind, the second greatest player in the history of basketball, who is a 4-time champion, a 4-time league MVP, has been an incredible ambassador for the game of basketball. His respect has been earned, not given, and nobody can deny that. But that's the basketball player, not the man. And all I would say is, people don't know the things that have happened behind the scenes, things that have been said, who they've been said to, the kind of things that have been engaged in an effort to hurt me, along with contemporaries and others. There's a lot of shit that I know that I don't say. And there's a reason that I feel the way that I do. And the last straw was him approaching me.
At the same time, if that's the case, dude, why didn't you approach him first if you knew he was doing stuff behind the scenes about you? Why didn't you go to find out? You're going by what other people said. You just said that. I know what other people have told me this. Well, when other people told you, you should have confronted the situation, dude. You just keep talking about it. That's not how men react. Men hit things head on. That's why he did what he did with his son, because he needed his son to get that experience. He wanted him to get that head-on experience, to get that nervousness gone. That's what he was doing as a father, brother. I know. I have a son. You have daughters. You don't know.
And turning the Bronny thing into something about me attacking somebody's family when it was him I was talking about, not Bronny. And then to go on the Pat McAfee show, which comes directly on after my show, on the channel that I work on, to insult me. Now, people could get into all kind of components that come with it and all of that other stuff. I have nothing to say. I'm a professional. I represent ESPN. I now represent SiriusXM.
It's the same thing, though. The reason why he doing it, because you went on your media tour, like he said. Once he checked you at that game, you kept talking about it and you would not leave it alone. After you addressed it on First Take, you should have left it alone then. And you start looking real petty because you're attacking him as a man. You're not attacking him as a basketball player. You're attacking him as a man. And I guarantee you, you don't know him personally. You may know people around him, people in the circle, but you don't know him personally. He never attacked you personally. He attacked you with the things that you were saying against him and his son. And I see why you still don't get the fact that you say, oh, I wasn't attacking his son. You said his son's name. You said LeBron James, as a father, don't do this to your son. Like, dude, where is the disconnect there, Stephen A? You seem to be a very smart man. This ain't smart if you don't feel like he don't have a reason not to want to say something to you about that. You're not a very smart man, my guy.
But most importantly, I represent myself. And I'm never going to denigrate any employer, any partner, or myself by getting into anything excessively, unnecessarily when it comes to him or anybody else. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to cover the game.
You've already made it excessive and unnecessary. Dude, you keep doing interviews talking about the man. You're making it excessive. You're doing that already. You've done it already. This is you, my guy. You've already done it. You're contradicting yourself already.
Game of basketball. But if I never, ever speak to him again in life, that will be okay. And I'm good with it. And that doesn't, and I want to say, I'm not encouraging anybody else to feel that way about him. His peeps, other people that have a relationship with him, players, executives, coaches, all that stuff. This is me and him. I don't want to influence anybody else's opinion about him. But if we never speak again in life, me and him, I am perfectly fine with that. But I'm man enough where if he ever wanted to speak to me, I would. But it wouldn't be the most pleasant conversation, at least initially. And that's just where I stand with it, meaning no disrespect. But there's a lot of things that have happened that he don't know I know. And that was the final straw. So that's where I'm at with it. People could take whatever they want to, or whatever, but I'm not playing. I'm dead serious. You know,
Nigga, yes you is playing. And if somebody did something to me that bad or whatever, I wouldn't constantly update profile by bringing up their names and talking about them. And that's all you keep doing is talking about LeBron, talking about LeBron, talking about LeBron. He ain't said nothing about you. I think pretty much he over it. Stephen A., you need to get over it. And like I said, I used to be a fan of yours, man, but you say a lot of contradictory stuff, man. You kind of, like you said, you are about you. You jump all around the place and talk all type of, and you can relate about the fact about fathering, but you cannot relate about the fact of fathering a son. You have daughters. It is totally different, my guy. And anybody will tell you that. Everybody that I hear on the internet has the same opinion. They get what LeBron was saying about you. We don't see why you don't get it, my guy. You're very good with your words, trying to switch narratives and switch stuff around, but we see what's going on. He touched your feelings. You have to touch feelings. With that being said, man, I'm Cole for real, and I'm just talking.